Hey guys, for Eddie, and welcome to part 2 of the series of my DeLorean, my 1981 DeLorean DMC12. We got a lot of stuff to fix on this thing. Nothing major, well, kind of, sort of, but you'll have to wait to see it at the end of the video. It's really, really cool. We literally get 99% of all the stuff fixed except for the speedometer cable. So let's get right to it. So the next repair we're going to try to do is work on the air conditioning system. Now, this is an 80s car, so it came originally from the factory with R12. When it was restored at Delorean Motor Company in Texas, confirmed this with them, even though it was done in 2012, 2013, because DeLoreans run much better on R12 or an R12 supplement, they still had Freon back then when they did the restoration. So the thing that's unique about my system is it's not completely empty. I believe Sarah said something about it takes 38 ounces of Freon. If I had to take a guess, it's got 1/3 of that in the system. It cycles on and off. So luckily I was able to find a couple of cans of R12 from an old barn, and I just finally found the adapter tap kit. So we're gonna try to put a can of Freon into the system and see if that works. So this is the low side. I'm gonna take that off, put this over here. All right. Nice cold AC now. That feels really, really, really good. Hot dog. All right. So apparently, we have this one intermittent, this one not working, and this light is not working as well. So let's try to fix this. Oh, we have a couple of burned out bulbs. How about that? Let's see what we got here. All right, so for sure, that one's burned out. Let's look at the other bulbs and just see if I can get these out. These are in okay condition. This bulb here just looks like it's corroded. We can easily clean clean that up. Okay, this board's fine. Let's see, 89. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and clean this board up. We'll clean that board up too. And all right, what do we got here? Oh yeah, definitely a busted old bulb. So what I'm doing is I'm removing the bulbs, the good ones, cleaning them off with a rag, and then taking a little Dremel tool, just going in and out of the socket. And then I've got, and I'm going to use this for working on my fuel sending unit. If I ever get to it, I'm going to put just a little bit of contact cleaner right there, right there, right there. Okay. And these are ready to go. And then I'm just going to work my way down the line here. And then I'm going to do this board as well. Still got to get these two bulbs here. Those are blown for sure. I'll get those tomorrow, hopefully, at an auto parts store, and they'll be ready to go. But I can pretty sure I can get this board done tonight. All right, that looks good. And that one's ready to go back in. Okay. Let me do this off camera real quick, hang on. So all these are locked in now. Now before, when I took this out, these were not locked in. The board was kind of out. So now we can go and put this tail light in. That's it. That one's done. License plate. 5007. 5007. Cool. 5007. Done. Looks a little bit differently shaped than the one that came out of the car, but I already looked at this on another car, or on another. The brass one has the bulb shape like a circle, but that's just a little bit different. That's cleared out. Let's go put this on the car. We've got the license plate lights right here. Went ahead and took a rag and just cleaned out the inside of the license plate light assembly. And we're just gonna pop the bulb back in, the new bulb, just like that. Move it around a little bit. Actually, I don't like how that sits. Let me bend that back a little bit, hold on. All right, had to just tweak the tabs just a little bit. That's fixed, that looks a lot better. Let's get this put in first. Yay! Cool. All right, new bulb's installed. And the plug is going to go at the bottom of this one. Yep. Okay. That fit really nice. Much easier than the other one. Okay, we're good to go. That is supposed to be blinking. Wonder why that's doing that. Got the soldering iron out. Now we can actually unplug it now. Had some flux solder, and off camera, I was able to reheat all the solder joints on the back when they attempted to do the repair of the original board, and this should fix the problem. Let's go check it out. All right, that looks good. Finally, we got working lights. Hit the brake light real quick. Next repair. The defroster switch is hitting up against something and not making it all the way back. So I want to pop this out and look at the back of the switch down in there. That's the only thing I could think of as to why it's not making full contact. Now if you hit this, see like that, that will actually activate it on the dash assembly. So I think we need to somehow get this ashtray out of here, and then we can, there we go. The ashtray out of there. And then we can kind of push the switch from behind to get it out. Let's give it a try. So just by using my hand and just reaching behind here. Wrong switch. I was able to push the defrost switch. And then you can see right here, it's there we go. So let's figure out what's going on with this and why this isn't working. Okay, so here's how this works. You obviously have your two contact points right there and then right there. So when there's another metal piece right there, that is your spring lever right there. So when the switches move forward, then it makes contact and then everything works. And also it appears that when the switch is trying to make contact, it's hitting possibly right here not traveling far enough. So let me, right there, let me see what I can do if there's a way to fix it. I'm going to cut some material away right there. And then right there, just to allow the switch to travel a little bit further. Let's see what that does. Hopefully it's thin plastic. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Do the same thing to this side. No, not too far. Right there. Okay. All right. Let's try that. Okay. Okay. That's quite a lot of bit of travel right there. All right, let's see. Okay, and then this goes here. There we go. Ha! Look at that. It's fixed. That's cool. So it just needed a little trimming right there. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Let's test the, I know it works, but let's just do it anyway. Yay! Now the question is, when I push it back down into the cavity here, into the insert, is there gonna be enough room between this area and the bottom of the switch to still activate? Let's see. Perfect, oh my gosh. That works perfect. Whew, I'm super excited. These switches are 40 bucks. Cool. Another successful repair taken care of. A day or two after I got the DeLorean, I had a little issue. I thought there was something wrong with my stereo system. Now, originally it came, once it was restored from DMC in Texas, the previous owner spent $37.95 to have the upgraded sound system, amplifier, speakers, you name it. When I received the car, when I started messing with the audio with Bluetooth on, it would only come out of one speaker in the dash. And I was kind of wondering about this. I was like, well, okay, maybe DeLorean Motor Company left the original speakers in the dash, and I don't know, maybe there's that, you know, I don't know. So as I played with it more, I even wrote the original owner. I said, hey, how do you get the stereo to work? Well, what I did know is, for one, you have the, there's the battery cutoff switch to completely kill the power to the entire car if it's in storage. Once you do that, you lose all the settings to the Kidwin system. Also, there's a setting on the Bluetooth that completely turns all the other speakers off except for the two front speakers. Well, then I was starting to get a little bit concerned. Okay, do I still have original speakers in the dash? As I was getting ready to look on what it would take to install the speedometer cable on, first of all, how to remove the binnacle and stuff, I used my camera, and I'll show you what I saw as I was moving my camera around underneath the dashboard. Lo and behold, I have new Kenwood speakers. And I was like, well, why in the world is this one not working? I fiddled with it some more. I even looked at the wiring behind the, up underneath the center dash, or the center console as best I could. My real big concern was, I've lost a channel on the Kenwood unit, or the amplifier is bad, or the wiring behind the head unit is bad. One night I came out here, I was just messing around and decided to stick some leads up to that little speaker right here and found out the speaker was blown. Great. The only problem is, it is so hot. You literally have to do everything by a little tiny mirror and just feeling around to get that speaker replaced. Just got my replacement speakers from Amazon. Very cool. I don't know how in the world I'm gonna film this. there's just no room in there. But here, there we go. All right, let's get this problem fixed. Ooh. Okay. All right. I think we're in. All right. Cool. This is working. Cool. As you can see, it sounds incredible. Now that speaker's fixed, and I feel so much better now knowing that there's nothing wrong with the head unit. There's nothing wrong with the wiring or anything like that. It was just a little blown speaker on the left front dash. So, Russ Mobile Detailing in Simpsonville is giving the DeLorean a nice little clean. Basically, what he's doing, what I can't while I'm trying to work on the Fiero, the previous owner parked it under a carport, but not inside an enclosed garage. So a lot of just dirt and mud and crap and whatever is formed on the undercarriage. So he's going through there and cleaning everything up. So it's gonna look really, really good when it gets done. The goal today is to take the glove box door off and take it to my upholstery guy. There's a spring. There we go. Oh, man, this thing's heavy. Good gracious. This thing weighs a ton. This is metal. So this is the original. Yeah, that's what it is. This is the original glove box door. I gotta disconnect that light or somehow reach underneath there so it doesn't kill the battery. I was able to unscrew the light, the lens, and then the bulb just screws out. I haven't got it all the way out, but it's enough where it's not. There's many other terminals. And this piece right here, this basically just slid out of right there. So cool. That's it. That's all I need. So basically, in a nutshell, it's not replaceable. It's not repairable. That's why the other places sell that little plastic thing. So that's a dud, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. In the meantime, let's see if we can find a replacement antenna and go from there. All right, so same thing. This is a common replacement Metro antennas. It's still, the base is a little bit larger than my other base, but I think with the adapters, we can make it work. All right, let's go home. Get that in there. Sorry for the waviness. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this looks like. We'll take it from there. I think what's gonna happen is, because that's a longer thread, that, this does work. How far will it go down? Oh, hey, look at that. Hot dog, I think we got it. I think that'll work. I don't know why it's crooked, but I think that's the way. I guess that'll work. Looks a little weird. But yeah, that actually fits perfect. The other problem was I didn't get any radio stations, even though I got that nice Kenwood system, because it didn't have an antenna. All right, cool. Let me tighten that down. I think that's gonna do it. This is a 3M pad, and these are PJ Grady door struts. Very nice. Let me show you why. 2 reasons. If you've noticed in some of my videos, especially when the driver's door's open, hear all that right there? Well, that's because the driver's door is opening too far. Now, the passenger side, watch this. The passenger side, I think, is okay. Well, first of all, it's as far as the passenger side goes out. But even if I assist it, that's it. That's as far as it goes out. Problem is, what's the problem? That side is too high. Driver's side is too high. So what I'm thinking is, what I know by taking the 2 measurements, I believe the driver's side is allowing the driver door to go up way too far. And the passenger side is correct. Basically, I've got some cheap knockoff cylinders, door struts that the previous owner had put on. Nothing against him. Y'all all know, if you're a DeLorean owner, how important it is to find the right door struts and stuff. So again, that's why I went out, bought the PJ Grady door struts for the DeLorean. These are supposed to be super duper heavy duty. Plus they have that lift softness to them to make the doors open better. So let's get these put on real quick. So there's that clip. There we go. Oh, okay, that was pretty heavy. Wow. Okay. Woo. Oh, wow. Whoo-wee. Easier said than done, huh? Okay, perfect. It's already matched with the passenger side, pretty much. Look at that, that's crazy. That's because that stupid strut on this side was bad and making it go up too far. Oh, what a difference. Okay, let's get the passenger side changed out. There we go. Okay, ready? You know how heavy this thing is now. Let's go ahead and pull these out. I got a different way of how to do this. There we go. Perfect. Go get that in. Yeah. All right, cool. So they've already jacked up the front, got in all the wheel wells, behind the wheels, all that crap and grime and all that dirt and crap and everything else is gone. Let's see if I can show you. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures here in a minute. Look at that. Oh, that looks great.
You got a lot of houses down there at the lake, don't you?
I do. I've got a couple of clients down there that have been there since day one, and man, they keep getting listing after listing after listing. we'll go ahead and detail it tomorrow. At least the dirt and grime, for the most part, without getting down in there, is taken care of. All the way from Delorean, UK. A nice little, oh, look at that. Ah, that's cool. I'm gonna like, wow, I might give that to my son. Thanks, guys. They're not sponsoring this video in any way, shape, or form. They have no idea that a video was made for this. But this is supposed to be a glove box. Old door, new door. That's cool. I like that. Let's get this on the car. My family just informed me something's arrived in the mail. This is gonna go in the passenger seat of the DeLorean. Okay, that's super cool. All right, so this is the new one. So all we have to do is take this and then take the screws out of here. Okay. That's good enough. Okay. This should go this way. Perfect. Perfect. That was really, 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 really difficult to get in. There's not enough clearance for that clip to go in. So I basically had something underneath here on the other end of the countertop where there's more room. And I had to put 2 clamps and clamp each side of the lockdown where it would press this as far down as possible to get this secure clamp in. But now it's in, and yeah. Whew, that was hard. All right, time to get this in the car. Well, that looks really, really good. I'm sorry I didn't film the installation part. Let's just say it took about 35 minutes because of adjusting the hinges and stuff. But new glove box door is installed. Another repair completed. It looks good too. So it's the next morning, and as you can see, it's pretty chilly out this morning. And I got a unbelievable, crazy story to tell y'all about the DeLorean. What happened yesterday, I'm blown away. But first, we're gonna do a cold start, and then I'll tell you the story, and you'll see why. Okay. She's out of gear. Stupid sun. Are you ready? Here we go. Cold start. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Thank you, goodness gracious fatherly. This is incredible. Did y'all see what I saw? Oh my. Let me show y'all again. Ready? That's incredible. And I'll give you a hint. Ding, 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 ding. All right, let me explain what's going on. So when I was talking to the previous owner about the car, he gave a list of some stuff that needed to be addressed, stuff that needed to be fixed, and one of them was the fuel sending unit and the air conditioning. As you can see at the beginning of the video, air conditioning was taken care of, but the fuel sending unit still needed to be fixed. Now, I was kind of curious about this because it started working for me, but one of the major things that did happen with the DeLorean is about 2 weeks ago, I accidentally left the door kind of just open a little bit and let the battery down, but there was enough juice for it to still turn over the engine, but it wouldn't start. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. And I told y'all in the very beginning of part one, DeLoreans were very common for really poor reliability because of the electrical system, but it had been restored. So I was like, this is really bad. We tried starting it, wouldn't start. It just, so we put a battery charger, we put the jump box on there, did absolutely nothing. Put the battery charger on there with the little 75 amp start switch, and the DeLorean started up. Haven't had any problems since, until yesterday. When the detail guy pressure washed the engine, I kept the engine running to make sure it was a warm engine, that no issues would happen, and the engine was running perfect until I shut it off. As soon as I shut it off, it would not restart yesterday, and it nearly gave me a heart attack. I about freaked out. Plus, I had to go film, and I didn't have any time to work on the car, and it was parked on the side of the road, and I needed to get it back in the garage. I started looking all around the engine bay, looking at it. You know, here's the cold start injection system. Here is the injection pump and all that stuff. You've got some resistors over here. I looked over everywhere to try to see what in the world was going on. I even took the cover off of here. There's a couple of main connectors that go through the firewall. I wiggled those around to see if I could get anything going. I even tightened the jump lead starting post. Looked through everything. Still, this thing would not restart for nothing. Now let me go and show you the PJ Grady lift struts. They work absolutely perfect. So I wasn't able to show that the other night after repairing that. But anyways, so I went into here. So if you're not familiar with a DeLorean, behind the passenger seat, behind this little board right here, is your relay pack. Now, here is all the relays for the DeLorean. Here's the fuse box as well. And most importantly is this relay right here. This is the fuel pump RPM relay. This is what controls the fuel pump, both front and back. And so I looked through here, I took this relay out, I unplugged it, took it inside, took it apart, checked the solder joints, plugged it back in. I was getting power to the relay and I was getting power out of the relay, which means I was getting power to the front area of the car. So going back to the fuel sending unit, this was something that I really wanted to get taken care of during the initial repairs to the car. I went on YouTube. There is a guy that has a YouTube video out where, and I'll try to see if I can't get a quick screenshot of it, where he goes and takes the original fuel sending unit out, cleans it with that special contact cleaner, which I was able to get off of Amazon, which I kind of used in the beginning when cleaning the contact boards on the taillights. And he used that and refurbished his fuel sending unit. Now, DMC in Texas sells a reproduction fuel sending unit, but based upon the reviews from other buyers, so a lot of people have not had great success with it. Now, one of the things I was kind of thinking about is this thing had receipts totaling nearly $55,000 of the full restoration that was done in 2012, 2013. Why didn't they replace the sending unit back then? It just didn't make any sense. But Delorean Motor Company also sells the new retrofit kit with the fuel pump assembly unit, the whole shebang, and it converts the fuel sending unit. Ding, ding, ding. What does this mean? Let me show you. So it was time to go ahead and figure out once and for all what in the world was going on with the fuel sending unit and what in the world was inside the tank. So I decided to take the spare tire out. And inside this cover is where you can access your fuel tank. All right, come on, DeLorean people. What do you see? What do you see? This was upgraded to the new style fuel pump assembly unit from Delorean Motor Company, which deletes the original fuel sending unit, which it's all enclosed now in the new assembly, and has the new control box. What was wrong? Why wouldn't the car start? Why did it take so long sometimes to have cold starts? And why was I losing my fuel gauge from time to time? Because when I lifted this cover off yesterday, this connector was unplugged. It was just sitting there. It was this far back. It was just barely touching the connections. This is incredible. I'm going to send this video to the previous owner as well. That is so funny. Look back in part 1. I'll see if I can't find a video of the previous owner when he showed a cold start back in 2019. This car would take a while for it to start. It'd be like, now, this was a cold start. It's like 42 degrees out right now. It started, boom, started right up. All because whoever put this fuel pump unit in, I mean, this probably goes back all the way to 2011, 2012. That was causing all of the problems. And the fuel gauge is fixed now. I believe we're going to go ahead and end part 2 here. I mean, the fuel sending, all that stuff, that was the major repairs. The speedometer cable, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. And hopefully in the next video, we'll go ahead and tackle that. I think what I'm going to do is just get a new Lambo counter, because I already have new upper and lower speedometer cables instead of getting a new long one again. And that's it. Guys and girls, thanks so much for coming along with me on the part 2 of the DeLorean series. I've had a blast, a ton of fun, and it's so cool to find out this fuel system stuff at the end. Lots and lots of little things have been done to this DeLorean, and she looks and runs absolutely incredible. And now nearly 99% of all the small little repairs and kind of not major ones and stuff have been completed. So click subscribe or like around here, close the door, and I promise you, we will see you soon. Thanks again.